Welcome to the French Wedding Podcast with your host Naïm, the only podcast in English about weddings in France. Great conversations, tips and insights about your French wedding, some wisdom before your big day, and the opportunity to hear wedding professionals actually living and working in France, only for your day to be the most amazing to remember.
Hello everyone and welcome to the French Wedding Podcast. Greetings from France. This is the place where we're recording this show. I'm Naïm, professional ceremony officiant based in my hometown Paris, and I created this show especially for future brides and grooms willing to get married in Paris or anywhere in France. Each episode is an occasion to meet a main actor of the industry, can be a vendor such as a wedding planner, hair and makeup artists, bridal salon, videographer, venue owner, bloggers, you name it. This show exists to bring you some insight about how people do things in France regarding the wedding industry, but we also share funny stories, things to know, and special memories when we happen to work together on the very same wedding. Today is a special one as I'm having a couple on the show. Gabriella and Jeff came all the way from Texas to elope in Paris, and I was lucky enough to officiate their very special ceremony that day in front of the Eiffel Tower. As many of my couples want to know the ins and outs of an Eiffel Tower wedding, I thought it would be better to let a real couple share their proper experience. So here's Gabriella and Jeff on the French Wedding Podcast. Gabriella and Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hi, Naïm. Great to see you, talk to you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be with me from the Dallas area, I heard.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to chat again.
Yeah, really wonderful that you would invite us to do this. Thank you.
So let's clarify a little bit for the audience, because usually my guests are vendors for the French wedding industry, as always, but this is a very special episode. Maybe you want to introduce yourself to the audience, both of you.
Sure. We are Gabriella and Jeff Bennett from the Dallas, Texas area in the United States, and we chose to elope to Paris. And we were fortunate enough to connect with an officiant that made our day wonderful, and a photographer and a musician. And we would love to share our experiences because it was truly the most magnificent day to this date that we've had.
That was probably the most glorious resume that we could say. If you want to add something, Jeff, maybe if it would be harder.
Yeah, we really loved the experience, and for both of us to be able to agree. We didn't want to do a big wedding over here. We really wanted to get away, do something that we felt was adventurous and romantic, and anyway, it was just it was a great day for us, and we really felt so appreciated, that by you and Daria and Margot, and it was just a wonderful day. And even though there were some crazy things going on with the race there and stuff, it was it made it just added to the uniqueness of the day.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you so much for introducing that very special day that way. It was very intimate. What came to my mind, I'm an officiant, I'm doing ceremonies. I had a lot of people, a lot of couples asking me beforehand, what does it look like? What do you feel like? What do you have in mind? I have this in mind. I'm an American person. We're an American couple. We have this lovely romantic view of Paris, and I don't know what to expect. So I thought it would be a good idea to ask the real people and the reality of it. So yeah, we had, like Jeff mentioned, we had some unexpected technical issues. Let's call it that way. Which happens all the time, but this one was very special. We had a marathon or a race going through Paris that day, who was doing a little bit of noise, but it wasn't that bad. But it was a great reality moment. So let's start with this.
If I can interrupt and add real quickly that we're both marathoners. So we found it kind of special that we got to be there and experience our wedding and the Paris Marathon at the same time.
Of course. Yeah, it was maybe a gift of the sky,
Yes.
So what went to your mind? What did you choose Paris, coming that far and from France? what came through your mind?
I've been to France a few times and to Paris once before, and I really just love the city. And I wanted to take. Whenever I've been there before, I thought of how much Gabriella would want that, and to just go there and to do that in the city of love and the historic areas. And it's just a beautiful city with beautiful landmarks, and it was everything that we hoped that it would be. And I mean, we had big big hopes for it, and it lived up 100% the experience that we had.
And I'd like to echo all of his sentiments and also add that every single human that we interacted with, not just in Paris, but anywhere in France, were extremely kind and warm and helpful and caring. And I was so touched by every person we came across that helped us in our navigating the city or trying to figure out where we pay to park because we're holding up a line in the parking garage. And every person we came across was just kind and wonderful. And I would love to encourage anyone who's interested in having an elopement or a wedding in Paris that you will be well taken care of. The people there are wonderful.
That's so kind of you. I have to say, you guys are not working for the French embassy or the French tourist office or anything like similar.
No, we certainly are not. In fact, it was my first time to France.
But to be very honest, I this is part of the reason I'm doing this. Most of my the reward that I get from doing this is getting to know people like you and feel the actual point of view of being new to the city. And of course, we're all working in Paris, all the wedding vendors. In that case, Daria and Margot were born here. So most of the time we spent many years in Paris. So you kind of lose this, at some point you kind of lose the vision that you guys have. And it's, I think it's amazing to feel that again, really. So it's something that we're all feeling as well, especially Margot. We spend a lot of time talking about it. And when you're new to somewhere, when I went to California first, I was amazed because it was new, and most of the people that I was crossing there were telling me, "Oh yeah, this is just California. We're used to it." But we love that. It's something that I don't think we have the same vision about French people being so kind all the time. If you don't want to go into the traffic in the morning,
right?
But it's part of the game, you know. It's
right.
Yes.
So how went your day? We came up in the morning because this is usually the best time to do a ceremony if there is not a marathon in Kane.
Right.
And we started very early.
Yes.
So how did it go?
I feel like we should back up and let Jeff tell a quick story about how he arrived and realized the night before the wedding he had not packed his bow tie.
Let's do that. That's a good idea.
The night before, because we were meeting the driver at 7:30. I just wanted to have all my stuff laid out ahead of time, and
of course
realized I had lost my bow tie and or I didn't bring it, and I went on Google Maps, and this is a story that I'm going to make short, but I had to go look for this shop that had a bow tie, and of course there's an anti-vax protest going on, and it took me the long way around because they had the roads blocked, and I'm walking out there and finally get there, and it's with the help of a shoe shop that was showing me there, and a little bow tie place, and of course I just wanted a regular black bow tie, nothing fancy, and the guy said, "We don't have anything that's not fancy. This is all custom stuff." Anyway, ended up getting a bow tie that worked. Paid much more for it than I had expected, but I've got a story with it, and it was a fun little adventure, just going to get that bow tie with a little bit of pressure to make sure I got that thing before all the shops closed.
Of course, yeah, that's classic. Most of the time, there is many hidden gems like this, like stories who are always
Mhm.
related. That's what makes it so unique. So,
Definitely.
go ahead. Yeah, what happened next?
So in the morning, everything felt beautiful and calm and peaceful. He and I are both very flexible, open minded kind of people. And we knew that there would be things that would happen we did not plan. There would be things that would go a different way. And we were really kind of up for the adventure, which you can really do that when you elope and you're not standing in front of hundreds of people and
Hmm.
expecting everything to go exactly as planned. So we were picked up by our driver, and Jeff and I had decided in advance that we wanted to do a first look. For him to see me for the first time in my dress in the location of the Trocadero.
Hmm.
So we needed to figure out how to get both of us there without him seeing me in my dress. And we had decided that we would blindfold him and
Amazing. I
that
didn't know that.
he would that he would go out to the car first without the blindfold. And then once he was in the car, he would put the blindfold on and I would come and join him in the car and we would drive there together with him blindfolded. So
Very
the
good.
problem is we couldn't find our sleep mask that we had used on the plane.
Hmm.
And the only way we could blindfold him effectively was to put one of those the masks that people are wearing over their mouths
Oh
to
yeah, yeah.
protect. And the only one that covered both of his eyes was a free one that we had picked up at the airport, and it was made of white cotton. And it looked exactly like a pair of women's cotton underwear over his face. So he was in the car, the limousine or whatever kind of car we had, and we
Hmm.
were trying to explain to the driver, like, it's okay, it's just a
Yeah,
mask, and
yeah.
it's there's nothing crazy about to happen in your car. Everything's okay. And he loved it. So I came out and joined him in the car and took some pictures, some selfies of me smiling and
Yeah.
him next to me holding my bouquet and wearing this mask over his face. So that was a really fun memory. And we met with Daria over at Trocadero, and she just set us up. Daria Lorman was our photographer,
Very
and
good
she
photographer.
set us up for some amazing pictures out there.
Very good. So that was a little bit before the ceremony, right?
Exactly. We wanted to go there first because we know that it gets crowded fast. And I don't know if it was the marathon or something else that was causing there to be construction. And there was a
Yeah.
wood fence up in the area that we normally would have been. And that was when I looked at her pictures, that was the place that I wanted for sure pictures at. So we were working with a limited amount of space and decided to get there first and get all of our pictures there first. So we did our first look there, and Daria took a lot of pictures there. And then we moved over we got back in the car and went over to where you met us
Hmm.
at the Seine River. Am I saying that correctly? Is it Seine?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
The Senna, but it's okay.
Seine.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
There's so many songs that you don't hear when you speak English. It's very different, you know. The sen, the on, the un. It's quite difficult language. The French,
Yes.
so you're apologize, no problem. So I was near the Seine with Margot. I was expecting both of you, and then I saw you coming. I take the story from here because I came up with Margot. Margot was the musician that you hired.
Mhm.
And we both saw you first coming, and we knew it was you. You know, we say, "Oh, this must be them for sure." We saw your smile from very far away, coming
Oh,
both of you, and it was yeah, it was the start of a very nice moment that we shared together. It was a very short one, because you wanted it that way.
yes. Yes.
And I always do what couples want. This is their day. And yeah, we started and we did a very short ceremony together. How did you feel about the ceremony? I guess you liked it. I know you liked it, but I'd like you to know how you felt about this moment.
It was great. It was exactly what we wanted. Gabriella had surprised me with the musician as we were walking along the riverbank towards y'all. She said, I wanted to tell you I surprised you with a musician." I was thinking, oh, this is great. So you know, and then we went there and we met you. You were very gracious and kind and easy to talk to. And
Thank you.
The ceremony went, you know, just very, you know, that we had written our vows for each other and read the vows. And I mean, it was everything that we hoped, with all the extras of the marathon nearby, and just, you know, with Margot playing for us, and even getting in a little bit of a dance at one point. So
Yeah, that was amazing.
we absolutely loved it. I mean, it was everything we hoped for.
It was in every way. I'd like to back up just a little and add a little bit of commentary about approaching you guys. We had to walk from Trocadero to where we met you because all the roads were blocked because of the marathon. And God, I was not wearing walking shoes, but Jeff held my hand and helped me through all of the bumpy cobblestone, and it was just so beautiful. And when we approached you and Margot, we felt so embraced by you. And I know that sounds crazy, but it felt like we were, the joy and the excitement on your faces felt like we were approaching friends who had come to celebrate with us. And it was the most beautiful feeling. And so as we met with you, and I had never seen Margot, I had seen you a little bit on online, just watched some videos and stuff, but had never seen Margot. And just looking at your faces and your beautiful, kind souls, it just made me feel so happy in the moment. I don't even think I could not have added anything to it. It was just a beautiful, embracing experience.
I'm deeply touched. That's very kind of you. And it's like very, very nice of you to say it that way. Both of you. Thank you. My most amazing moment for me was obviously when you started to speak about your vows together, and I hear a lot of people saying their vows. They're all very special and unique, but this one was probably the best moment of the ceremony for me, because I felt how both of you were super connected, and there's so many things that words couldn't even say about you and your relationship. And me and Margot felt it very, very deeply. Margot was a very special moment as well. I have to say, I'm a big fan of what Margot is doing with the ukulele and French songs that really, like, even for me being a French national, there's always a special touch when she sings. And I think that was a great conclusion to this very, very special moment. I really loved it.
She was magnificent. Her voice.
She's great.
And her playing was magnificent. It felt like we were in a movie. It was just magnificent. And I appreciate what you said about the vows. I wanted to tell you some backstory.
Go ahead.
We wrote our own vows, but we did it kind of different. I was thinking about how when people get married, some people will write their own vows, but some people will let the pastor or whoever say the vows that they usually say. And people agree to all kinds of things that maybe aren't even what they really need in a marriage. So in our situation, I said, I want you to write what you want me to promise to you. What do you need from me in this marriage? And I had no idea what he had written. And then I wrote to him what I need in this marriage. And that way it felt very specific, so that I'm asking him in our marriage, will you try to give me these things? These are the things I'm most passionate about and that I need from you the most to make our marriage most complete for me. And so it was really special to exchange vows at that time. I had no idea what he was asking for, but I knew that whatever he asked for, I would say yes, because I want to make sure that he feels loved and cared for in this marriage. And I felt confident that whatever I asked for, he would say yes. So it was really kind of special getting to see each other's vows for the first time at that time.
That was amazing to hear what you both said. and I really like the this is almost like a pragmatic approach to the commitment, which I really love, because everybody knows that marriage is only what you want it to be. You know, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of up and downs. And I really appreciate the it's really kind of you to help each other out to reach what you guys want about it. I don't know if it's clear, but it really makes sense to me. And yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was a very, very great moment again. So what happened next? Because this is when I ended up my day with you, but I guess it was a long
Well,
day.
and before that, I'd like to say I do appreciate you making it exactly what we wanted. We know that most of your ceremonies last longer than what we asked for. We have both been married before, and we wanted the marriage part of it to include the vows, the wedding part to include the vows. It
Mhm.
was important to me to get good pictures and to have a musician there, but we just wanted it to be a beautiful, succinct moment. And then we wanted to get out and enjoy the day and start living the Paris dream.
Mhm.
So we do appreciate you making it exactly what we wanted.
Thank you so
And
much.
it was perfectly done. We're very, very thankful for that. And you did everything exactly the way that we asked. And it was, as I said, just a very warm and connected feeling. When I think of it, I don't hear the marathon in my head. I hear
Me
only
neither.
your voices and the beautiful sky over us and the
Yes.
Eiffel Tower behind us and the sparkling water of the river and the little boats
Yes.
nearby anchored along the river where people are sleeping and maybe looking at us through their window. I just think of all of that, and it was really just a beautiful experience I'll never forget.
Thank
So,
you.
so
Th-
after that was over, we felt so excited that we were married, and Daria had planned a long photo shoot for us at different locations.
mhm.
So, and I'm kind of a photographer
Yeah.
enthusiast,
Okay.
and very much wanted all of the ideas that she had. So we spent a lot of time driving around,
Mhm.
getting pictures of all of the places. And Jeff is not the same type of enthusiast as I am, but he truly gifted me with the most generous day of smiling and being sweet and caring,
Super.
and made it such a happy experience for me. We just received the pictures, by the way. She got them
Mhm.
to us several weeks earlier than we were expecting. And it was worth the blisters on my feet. It was worth everything, the long day of the smiling and the posing, and just beautiful pictures. So it was absolutely incredible to be taken around by her and our driver to the locations. Some of the locations had models there who were getting their photo shoots,
Mhm.
and they were kind of off to the side, and it just felt very fancy to be alongside these French models getting pictures taken. And just a beautiful day experiencing being the bride in Paris after such a beautiful morning.
I'm that was a great feedback. I'm working sometimes with not very often, but I'm doing French couples ceremonies, and I have
Mm,
to say that I mean, these are my people. I'm French national, so
mm,
it's very different. I wouldn't say it's better or worse, but it's a super different approach because there is not any enthusiasm about being in France. You know, it's just the
mm.
daily thing. So it gives
Yes.
a very different chemistry and feedback about. I love doing French ceremonies, but I have to say it's never the same feeling that what I feel right now talking to you, both of you, and remembering that special day. And I think I'm very grateful for having the opportunity to meet people from different countries, English speaking countries, and Spanish people as well. And yeah, remembering that moment together was something great for me too, even if it's as you said, what I do as a business. I really take this as a compliment, and I'm grateful for it. So thanks again to both of you.
Well, I
Thank
can
you.
tell that you are very invested in the people that you perform ceremonies for, and that makes a huge difference. We really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you again to both of you. And I'd like to thank you again for taking the time for being with me today and give your feedback about your special day in Paris. Is there something that you want to add for the audience?
I just want to say thank you for having us on this show. It means so much to us that we could share our experience with you, and the people here, I think, might be a little tired of hearing about it. So it's really fun to get to talk about it again. And I wish that we could get married every year and do this every year, because it was just such a magnificent experience.
Thank you so much. We'll do a vow renewal anytime you'd like.
Awesome.
For both of you. Thank you again, Jeff, for playing the game. You're my first couple on the show, and I have to say you are one of my most special ones.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
So I will see you again for sure, either in Dallas area, but most probably in Paris, France.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever come to Dallas, please find us.
I will, definitely. Thank you again.
Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks again for listening to the show today. You can find more information on our guests in the show notes, as well as my contact and my website. If you have any questions regarding your French wedding, I'm happy to help. Also, please do not hesitate to leave a review for the show. There's also a link for that. That will literally take 1 minute of your precious time and will mean the world to me. I always appreciate your support. Thank you again very much for your time and feedback. Wishing you a great day or a great night anywhere you are in the world. I send you some good vibrations, and we'll talk to you again soon for a new episode. Bye bye.